Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm Average Old, making average videos for the average viewer. Today I want to talk about my 5 tips that I found have made me a much better player. So as always, if you like this content or found it useful at all, then please like, and if you want to see more content like this, then why not subscribe? It'll only take 2 seconds. Anyway, on to the video. So, tip number 1, understanding your playstyle and playing your role. As a new player or even a seasoned veteran to the franchise, finding and understanding your playstyle is super important. For example, back in Bad Company 2, I was obsessed with sniping. I loved it. Coming from games like Call of Duty, I found that sniping in Battlefield was amazing. However, my natural playstyle was running and gunning, so I would spend 2 to 3 minutes sitting still and then I would need to run forward onto the breach armed with nothing but my pistol. Needless to say, this didn't work. My point is, if you want to play as an aggressive recon then that's fine, but just remember that if your accuracy isn't 100% on point, then you're going to fall fat on your ass faster than the fat bloke who sat down too fast. Similarly, if you find that you have a more passive playstyle and you enjoy sitting back and picking people off in the distance, then it probably isn't the best idea to pick the medic class and run an SMG. It'll just be like trying to douse a fire with nothing more than a water gun and a childlike sense of hope. It won't work. On top of all this, something that will really help you along the way is playing your role. It sounds obvious, I know, but with the amount of medics that run past my screaming bloody body on the floor, I'd say that not many people do this. If you're playing medic, then revive people. I mean, you didn't need to watch this half-assed video to know that. But what I'm trying to say is that if you're running around reviving people, not only are you actively helping your team and racking up score for yourself, but you're putting yourself naturally in the right range for your SMG. Equally, if you're a support player, then make sure you're keeping your distance, picking people off and giving teammates ammo. They will thank you in the long run. Tip number 2. Listen to your squad leader. In Battlefield, there is a really strong emphasis on team play, and on a smaller level, squad play. If you can play effectively in your 4-man squad, then you can honestly sway the whole match. A squad of 4 semi-capable players has so much potential. The benefits of sticking with your squad are huge. Not only does it mean that they have your back, 4 guns is better than 1, but it means that if you go down, those guys will get you back up quicker than 4 Viagra and an espresso. Not only that, but if you die, you'll be able to spawn right back in on them. Tip number 3. PTFO. I can't stress this enough, people. Hey you, yeah, you, on the outskirts of the map. PTFO. Oi, you, yeah I see you, camping near the enemy spawn, waiting for them to run out. Play the fucking objective. But seriously, think about it. If you are constantly attacking the next objective or hanging back to defend an objective you already have, you're always going to be right in the middle of the action. The absolute best way to practice and improve your gun skill is, and wait for it, this one's mad, get into more gunfights. Yeah! I'm sorry, but buying a 2-gram monitor and snorting G Fuel off the back of your Elite controller isn't going to make you improve half as much as just putting yourself in the thick of it. Not only that, but by playing the objective, you're giving your teammates much better odds of winning, which means you can carry on that winning momentum on your next game. Tip number 4. Smoke is your friend. In Battlefield 5, certain classes have the option to equip smoke grenades, and I can't recommend them enough. In a game like this, where many of the maps and game modes have huge open areas, being able to throw a smoke to mask your advance is invaluable. But it doesn't stop there. There are so many situations where throwing a smoke can be advantageous. If your squad mate is down in the middle of a field, pop a smoke. Are you getting shot at by someone and you have no idea where to hide? Pop a smoke. Need to flank that pesky sniper? Pop a fucking smoke. In addition to this, if you play medic, you get the option of equipping the smoke rifle grenade, which gives you an extra 2 smoke grenades. And if you stop off at a resupply, then you get 2 more, giving you a total of 6, which is enough to even make Snoop Dogg cough his guts up. So yeah, smoke. Use it. Now tip number 5 is something to do with settings. Now this tip is the only tip that I'm giving that isn't directly linked to gameplay, and before I start, this is one of the most subjective, so please take it with a grain of salt. Your settings can either make or break you in a first-person shooter game. I'm not going to go on and talk about how sensitivity matters, and I'm not going to tell you what sensitivity to use, because to be honest, it's completely different for every person. You really need to find that one out for yourself. But anyway, here are a few that I suggest you change sooner rather than later. Firstly, field of view. Battlefield games always come with the default of a really zoomed in field of view. This means that your peripheral vision is severely limited. I suggest you whack that baby right up to the max. That will give you the most amount of peripheral vision, and it also makes it look like you're running faster than Speedy Gonzales on crack. Next is to do with your UI. I play on Xbox, and if you look in the settings under video, you'll see loads of settings meant to make the game more immersive, like film grain, lens distortion, and motion blur, etc. Turn them off. Unless you have your heart set on using these, there is no reason to keep them on. All they do is make it harder for you to spot enemies for the sake of making the game a little bit prettier. Speaking of spotting enemies, my final tip is to help you just do that. As I stated in my last video, Battlefield has done an amazing job at making it so that everyone in this game is practically a fucking chameleon. You can't see shit. So to help you out with this, I recommend turning your brightness up just a bit more than you normally would. This should highlight those pesky campers in the dark corners. So, there it is, my quick 5 tips to make you a better Battlefield player. Thank you for watching, and remember, if you want to see more of this sort of Battlefield 5 content, then please consider subscribing. I'm Average Joel. Peace.